What is up, everybody? Welcome to the third episode of the Life Hack Podcast, Bite Size Wisdom. Today, I'm going to bring you a solo episode and give you my no-nonsense take on all of the drama. And oh boy, I'm telling you, the last couple of days have been pretty chaotic. So first, TikTok disappeared, came back, and left kind of everybody questioning their life choices. Then inauguration day comes around, and suddenly it's like everybody forgot how to act because Donald J. Trump is the president again. The outrage is loud, it's echoing through all social media platforms. The tweets are flying. People are screaming about how the world's going to end and, how everything's just going to implode again. Everybody, it's time to take a good deep breath. Unclench your social media fingers, and relax. I'm not here to fan, flames. I'm here to call out the just silliness that I've been seeing. And it's just the hilarious way that everybody just sinks into the division tactics. So, grab your coffee, your tea or whatever time of day it is, your protein shake, your water, and let's get right into it. This is TikTok was gone, Trump's back, and everybody needs to chill. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoy. The great TikTok panic of 2025. I cannot believe that I'm saying that, but here I am. It's 2025, just started, and there's so much going on already. I was blown away to see people like my age so upset about an app that does so little for them and the average person. Like, how does anybody even find time to scroll mindlessly through an app and have it have such an impact on your daily life? Like, I watch TikTokers crying on Instagram, and like X was on fire, and I was literally reading conspiracy theories about how the shadow government was trying to suppress Gen Z and all their infinite wisdom. I get it. TikTok is a major part of people's lives, and for some, it's even their job. But for most, let's be honest, it's that thing that we scroll mindlessly when we're supposed to be working, sleeping, or being productive. The sheer panic over losing TikTok was absolutely next level, and I've never seen anything like that before. Like, do you guys remember Vine, MySpace, or, Friendster? Social media platforms come and go. They're not going to always be there. Some of them now might be, but who knows? TikTok isn't, just an app. It's an addiction. Like, let's talk about the algorithm. It knows you better than you know you. It serves you videos that make you laugh, cry, and even question humanity. Like, literally, that's what it does. And it happens in a span of 10 minutes. The scariest part about the whole thing is the algorithm isn't your friend. It doesn't care about your happiness or well-being. It cares only about keeping you engaged for hours. And boy, does it work. Some are so deep in TikTok and social media that you can't even talk to real people, and I see it every day. It's like people are zombies now with their phones in front of them, walking around, even the stores. It's like I bump into people. I'm almost bumping into people because they're on their phone. It's getting out of control. The panic over TikTok wasn't just about losing an app to some people. It was like losing a lifeline. It's like, why are we so dependent on something that manipulates our emotions? Like, I thought that the ban would, give us a second to reflect, but now that TikTok is back, it's kind of showed us how fragile we've just all become. We rely so much on these platforms to entertain us, validate us, and even inform us. And it's all just so dangerous. You can't just trust everything that you see on your feed, especially when the algorithm is more concerned about engagement than the accuracy of what they're showing you. It's just an algorithm trying to keep you going. That's it. Scrolling. Maybe this whole fiasco was a reminder that we need to diversify where we get our joy and information from. Like, maybe it's time to log off for a while and, find a hobby that doesn't involve screen time. I know it's 2025 and that's a crazy idea, but maybe we need to think about these things. Like, let me ask you, what were you learning on TikTok? I know, people, I see people do recipes and like workouts and, whatever. I see, see things here and there, but for every one decent video, there's 20 bad videos, of conspiracy theories or false information, or literally talking about how the sitting president is going to be Hitler. TikTok isn't a library where you gather like all the correct information. It's an algorithm that knows you better than your mom. It feeds you, what you want to see, even if it means scrolling through conspiracy theories or just fucking mind-numbing scrolling at 2 a.m. And now it's back, and maybe it's the realization was a good thing, but like it's like, let's like go outside, like feel the grass or the snow. It's pretty cold here in Michigan, but the outdoors and and fresh air, they don't have algorithms. They make you happy. These apps keep you unhappy. So let's do this. All right. Next on the list, Donald J. Trump is president again. And no, if you're been on social media, it's not the apocalypse. The United States isn't ending. None of your rights are getting taken away. Inauguration day just happened, and here we are back to the fear-mongering reality. And naturally, people are losing their minds. Half of the country is screaming, and they are wondering why the other half is celebrating like they just won the Super Bowl. And I'm just here sitting. Just relax, guys. Everything will be okay. I get it. Politics are emotional. The media spent years painting Trump as some evil mastermind. They've called him, every name in the book: a dictator, a racist, a fascist. You name it, he's been called it. And while, I'm not saying the guy's perfect or I'm not sticking up for this guy in any way, but he's just not the monster that they want you to believe he is. The people telling you to hate Trump are the same people that are profiting from you hating Trump. Politicians get more donations, news outlets get more clicks, and social media platforms get more engagement. Your outrage is making them billionaires, and you're doing it to yourself, and you're shouting about how billionaires are bad and too powerful. Instead of, looking at Trump as this cartoonish villain, how about we look at policies, his decisions, and actions? Agree with them or don't, that's perfectly fine. But don't fall into the trap of hating somebody just because the algorithm told you to. Most of the things that people are even outraged about are things that are made up and made into outrage points. They're literally using and changing your life so you can combat with your neighbors like you're their social experiment. And they push these awful ideologies just to get you to hate somebody on the other side. It's not real, people. None of this is real. The real problem is you. It's not Trump. The real problem is us. It's, our inability, right? Especially right now, it's our inability to have a grown-up conversation without resorting to name calling or just pure outrage, because that's exactly how all conversations go now about politics. It's a fact that we'd rather fight with our neighbors than actually solve the problems that are plaguing our society and everybody sees is happening. The hypocrisy of politics are glaring, just like when critics slammed Trump for supposedly planning to pardon his family, and they called it abuse of power. And when Biden does the same thing leaving office, it's like everything's suddenly muted. It's a clear double standard, and that shows accountability is often takes a backseat to partisan convenience. We've created this culture where everything is black, white, good versus evil, us versus them, and that thinking is absolutely toxic. It keeps us divided, and it keeps us distracted from what really matters. Trump isn't the bad guy here. The bad guy is the division we keep feeding. The bad guy is the algorithm that profits off your anger. The bad guy is the system that wants you to keep, to stay busy fighting, to not even notice what's actually really happening. Meanwhile, most of you and most of us are trying to figure out how to pay for eggs. The media, the algorithms, they want you outraged because outrage keeps you clicking. It's like TikTok all over again. It's you're trapped in this echo chamber of advanced algorithms that feed you exactly what you will, what they will to make you feel mad and stay mad. This is not healthy, people. You're not thinking, you're reacting to these things. That's all you're doing, reacting every day. That's exactly how they want it. The TikTok panic and Trump outrage are, both in the same problem. Think about it. Both are fueled by algorithms designed to keep us scrolling, panicking, and arguing. TikTok doesn't care if you're learning a new dance or spiraling into the newest conspiracy theory. It's just wants you on their app and stay engaged because all those clicks make them money and that profit billions of dollars. Social media doesn't care if you're outraged about Trump or celebrating his win. They just want you there, mindless. Okay? Let's get over it. We need to get over it. We've become so dependent on these platforms to tell us how to feel, how to think, and who to hate. And the scariest part is most people don't even realize it. We're stuck in these awful echo chambers, convinced that our feed is the real world. And I'm sorry to say, but it's not. The real problem is you have to stop believing everything that you see. Social media and politics have a lot in common, and it's people need to stop believing everything they see. Some dude in a hoodie makes a video claiming the world's going to end or Trump's going to cancel Christmas, and boom, everything. It's on social media. Everybody's panicking. Everybody's talking about it. It's always one-sided too. It's nobody ever meets in the middle. Nobody ever talks about anything anymore. Most of what you see on these platforms is designed to make you feel something, not think something. Outrage, fear, and anger, that's the currency of the internet. It's basic, very basic, people. It's a thing that we deal with all the time. We're eating it up. And meanwhile, these algorithms hate you. They don't care about your mental health, your relationships, or your peace of mind. They just want want your attention, and you're willing to destroy your sanity over it and to get clicks, likes, and just mindlessly and, without any due diligence, share and scroll. So here's the deal. TikTok being banned wasn't the end of the world. Trump being president again isn't going to stop democracy. And most of the outrage is based off of fear and division tactics. What we need is a little perspective. Stop letting algorithms and politicians control your emotions. Get out of your echo chambers. Have a real conversation with somebody that disagrees with you. And, you might actually learn something and find middle ground. Or, at least, which is crazy to think, you might realize that they're a human just like you. The world doesn't end every 4 years. And it certainly doesn't end because your favorite app shuts down. Life is bigger than all this noise. So let's stop freaking out and start focusing on the stuff that actually matters. Family, the health, food, nutrition, what I do. We have to figure out that perfect balance. It's just priorities, priorities. It's not mindlessly scrolling and sharing everything in your echo chamber. It's more than that. We've been through much worse times, and guess what? We're here. The real threat isn't who's in the White House. It's how divided we are as a country. And this division, it's exactly what keeps us from solving the real problems that actually matter. So, instead of freaking out about, like instead of freaking out, how about we focus on, what we can actually control? How about stop letting politicians, the media, and tech companies manipulate us into hating each other? Because let me tell you, the guy sitting in the Oval Office isn't nearly as powerful as the fear mongering machine behind your social media feed. At the end of the day, whether it's TikTok disappearing or Trump taking office, the lesson is the same. Stop letting people dictate your peace. The algorithm isn't your friend, and the media isn't here to save you. And any politician, no matter what they say, they're not going to fix everything in your life or ruin everything in your life. Like if somebody else is saying that. You know who can fix your life? I always say this, you can fix your life. So take a second, think about logging off, take a deep breath, and focus on what really matters. And I'm telling you, it's not a viral TikTok dance or, what's the latest social media drama. It's bigger than that. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you next time. Of course, unless I get, the algorithm bans me and you don't get to see me. Stay wise, stay healthy, stay grounded, and just please get out of your echo chambers, and please just stop believing everything you scroll past. All right. I'll see you guys. Thanks for listening.
Always watch your back.